let me start by saying you have a beautiful voice. I was very captivated when doing my research. Give me a little history about of your journey to be where you are today.
Well, I really appreciate it. Thank you so much for having me here and just for, recognizing the hard work that I put into my craft. I really, this is my heart and soul. Music has always been a part of my existence. I think my parents put headphones on the belly in the womb when I was in there and I came out singing. So I started performing at 5 years old in front of 5,000 people. And then I wrote my first song at 6, which actually was called Take Me to the Moon, and little did I know that I would actually have music being taken to the moon. So that was the kind of start of my journey. From there, my parents were like, well, let's see if she's any good. Let's go introduce her to some cool people in LA, and the rest is history. So
Yeah, you're originally from Calgary, Canada, I believe.
yes,
And then you
cold.
moved to it definitely is. And then you moved to Los Angeles at age 14. How did that move change your life?
Well, even just the back and forth, because at that time we drive. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and my family would take us in the car and we drive down and we go back and forth and drive like 24 hours. And that was something that was exciting to me because I think that my parents always put effort into our dreams and like really activated what we believed in and said you could do it. So I officially moved to LA when I was 21. And I've been here locked ever since. But in those moments, I felt alive. I felt like I was understood, truly. Like being in a place that really recognized what I carried rather than like didn't understand it.
Definitely. How much did family support help you to progress through everything that you've gone through in your career?
Oh, family believing in you, it really impacts how you move in your like career path. I think that having that strong foundation of my parents truly saying, let's do this together, really created confidence in me and a courage in me that I was able to walk in rooms that most people probably would never, because they were never aware of how powerful they were. And so I think having any person believe in you really just ignites something in you that says, I can do this. And there are some wild people that are incredible that can do that even when everyone and all the odds are against them. And I really I honor those people because they found a belief in themselves and truly were like, I'm not going to take no for an answer. And so that's how I carry that out as an adult. And when my parents aren't around me, I have that instilled in my heart. And it's truly just such a gift, I would say.
You have such a great attitude, very positive. Where does that come from? Where does your positivity come from? Where does the inspiration come from? How do you keep moving forward in the music industry?
Whew, music industry is hard. We all know that. It loves to destroy our souls sometimes and take us into these places that I'm crying on a corner in the middle of nowhere. But I truly have the Lord. Like I just keep knowing that there's purpose in my craft. There's purpose in what I do. And if I can just make one person smile or one person's heart like feel alive again in that day, that's all I have. And so I learned that really quick this last 5 years when I had lost a lot of people in my life, and through traumatic experiences, I just was like, whoa, I only have today. And so today is what I'm going to hold on to. Today is what I'm going to move forward in, and I'm going to make the best of it. And so that truly does change and shift your perspective to not always think to the future, but to think one act of kindness or one yes to something that I'm super uncomfortable with in a healthy way. Obviously, it builds so much in you that you can move forward, and it's just one step at a time. I say one yes at a time, you know?
Definitely. And you're a singer, but you're also a songwriter. You have incredible accomplishments with aespa, who are K-pop. How did that come about? How did you get the opportunity to write for K-pop artists?
Honestly, it was like I blinked and I was there. So I was writing with one of my really good friends He's an incredible producer, both, and he brought over a friend who is also an incredible writer in the K-pop world named Jeremy Jasper, and he was like, "Hey, you want to come to Korea?" And I was like, "Yes, let's do it." So I remember sitting in this writing room and I was overwhelmed with joy, but also like, whoa, I'm in a space I don't know. And I remember saying a prayer with my mom, and the next day it was me and this producer, also amazing, named JL, and we were just together in this room, and we were like, let's make this song out of all the emotions and feelings that we went into. And little did I know that would be Savage by aespa, and then I also got I'll Make You Cry by aespa in that same camp, and I didn't know the possibilities. I think that, again, that little yes of saying I'm willing, it allowed me to bring, a lot out of myself that I didn't know existed. And so since then, I've got to work on a lot of other beautiful projects that are soon to be released. And I'm just excited for the journey.
It's one thing to hear yourself singing your lyrics. What is it? How do you feel hearing somebody else, especially somebody like Esther, who has had like such a amazing career on their own? How do you feel
Oh,
hearing them sing your lyrics?
so at first, it was like, whoa, that's my baby. And then you're like, wow, look how much they killed it. Like, they are incredible. I got to watch them perform it at their first show at the YouTube Theater when they were celebrating their second album at that time, because Savage was a part of their first mini album. And, and then I got to just recently see them at the Crypto Arena performing for their world tour, which was so phenomenal. And then I actually got to perform at the Crypto Arena right after. So just even having my songs like being around the globe in someone else's perspective is such an honoring thing. I think at first it's very close to you. A song is very personal. So to have it on someone else it's like you're knit together, like those are my babies. I feel so proud. So it's a beautiful journey.
Another project you have is the Nova of Light project, which is quite interesting. You sent music to the moon. What's the reason behind this? Where did this idea come from?
Well, I didn't come up with the idea, even though it is spectacular. It is um, a body of people who truly put a lot of work into just allowing artists to have a historical moment, to do something in history. So I was filming a scene for a movie, and I remember sitting at a table, and they were at this time it was not a very big thing to have music NFTs. So they're like, "Do you want to do a music NFT?" And I was like, "Sure." So I got to be an innovator in that space. And then a couple years later, I was asked to be the first music artist to be a part of 222 artists that are going to be on an artifact that is now on there with the Luna Prize and Space Blue mission to be on the moon, on the first museum on the moon. And I was like, well, I don't know how this is possible, but I'm in. Let's do it. Another yes, that it was like, let's go. I believe in something bigger than myself. And so we just actually went to the launch, I think in February. And then we just watched the landing February 22nd. And it was absolutely incredible to just be a part of something that not very many artists in this world, actually only 222 artists in the world, can say that they've done. So someone asked me, what makes you different than other artists? And I'm like, well, I guess I'm on the moon. So I've got music for other realms and other planets and galaxies for people to hear our culture, what we love, how we project sound, and just make like a legacy and something eternal.
Definitely, and this project also has you named in a with a bunch of icons such as Elvis Presley and Bob Marley. What's that honor feel like to you? How do how does that match to your accomplishments so far?
I'm still shaking. I will tell you this. I still get chills. Just to be in the presence, like my songs in the presence of such incredible legends and people who've shifted culture and moved people's hearts and like moved my heart it's jaw dropping to me. It just shows that like all things are possible. And you just got to believe. You got to know that you got to take the chance and go for it, and things will line up for for the right reasons. And I'm still so excited for what's next because this is just the beginning. I'm on the moon. Now I'm shooting for the stars. So this is exciting.
I like that. You have such a positive attitude and such great energy. Where do you feel most comfortable? Do you feel most comfortable in the studio or on stage?
Oh, well, I am currently at Coachella Vibes. So I have 2 shows this weekend and I love performing. I grew up performing, so that's like my home. And then I built a really beautiful connection with the studio. And now I could say that I'm very confident in both, and I'm always learning to I'm always willing to learn in both, because I think that even when you've done something so long, there's like such a you want to have a wonder and a curiosity of what's more, like how can I learn from the people around me who are performing also, or who are in the studio. I mean, studio work is a lot of collaboration. It's allowing somebody else's heart and soul and story to come into a pot with yours, and then you start taking things out and building this other beautiful story. And well, to answer your question, I think that I have a love for both. I used to just love performing, and then I really grew into loving the creation of a song with and development of how it comes together. And that's been enlightening for me. So I can't choose. I love both, but I'm a performer. I love performing.
You have this awesome mentality of allowing yourself to learn and collaborate. How do you continue to evolve in the music industry? Because everybody's always looking for what's new. So how do you keep yourself new?
I feel like I get gifts of being an innovator in spaces. Like I'll just get brought like being on the moon, being an innovator in the music NFT space, the Web3 space. I just have been in the places at the right time. So even I've created a whole avatar concert that can be hired and placed into the metaverse. So just being aware of what's going on, and asking, I pray I asked to meet the right people at the right time, that I would get to be a part of things that may not be big yet. I think don't be scared of the small things, because you never know what's going to grow. Don't be afraid to believe in people that don't have the answers yet. I think that a lot of the time, those are the people who are world changers. And when you partner and you stand for them and with them, there's beautiful things that can be created. And I think that that's the reason I've got to be a part of such historic moments, or pushing through specific platforms, or like helping build different platforms that we use to this day on social media. And I don't know, I love creation, I love building. So I think I find myself in the places to be a guinea pig to help build things, and it ends up being something beautiful.
Definitely, and you've accumulated such a amazing following on social media. How does that impact your career?
Oh, wow. Social media is a business card, I would say. It allows people to know who you are. It allows people to check your resume and what you can accomplish. And I think that social media has this interesting relationship with me, where with my family, was some of the first people to be on Instagram, Facebook, we help build Musically, to push into TikTok. So we've been a part of a lot of waves of creating spaces for content creators. And so that's been a beautiful thing to be a part of. So in that, you have to revamp because it's always changing. It's always changing. It's a tool. Revamp why I'm on there. I think that social media, again, a tool like a microphone. You use it to speak on what you are passionate about and what you stand for, and how you want people to come in as a community, because it's a family. It's not just, oh, these are followers, or these are my fans. No, it's a connection. It's building family, it's building community, and how you do that changes how you change. And so I think I access it differently every season I'm in. So I am continually learning, because now there's even more things to learn in the space. And it's so beautiful to watch these young kids and even 85-year-olds build their empires, and truly like do what they love to do and be able to make a living off of it. So
Yeah, once again, this positivity is incredible. Your music is very positive. What message do you hope people take away from your music, from hearing your story, from just your life in general?
It's a beautiful question. Also, you are very awesome. I love your questions. It's such a pleasure to be in this interview with you. I think that a simple yes could change your life. Like do the impossible because the impossible is doable. And that's something I want people to feel in their hearts when they hear my music, that they have purpose. And if someone can listen to one song and feel motivated, that's what I want.
Awesome. Well, congratulations so far. Your career seems to be in a very heading in a very good direction. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. I so appreciate you, and I hope you have like the best weekend ever.